Like my sign?
I do.
Like my little VSC.
VSC. Good morning.
Good morning. I couldn't find a sticky note, and I'm sure the sticky notes have lost their sticky by now. So I whipped up another one. It's sometimes I spend a little more time on that, but it works, right?
So much.
Good morning and welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The VSC edition.
Virtual shopping channel. Sorry, itchy from my mask. Alrighty.
I guess I should take my mask off.
I didn't know you still had it on.
Yeah.
That's funny. We have our matching little masks. Look, the little sheep that are knitting. Yay. Are these the sheep? Yeah, these are the sheep that are knitting by stabbing.
Yeah.
So but welcome to the virtual shopping channel. It's Wednesday. And it's the time we try to sell you stuff. And I should do my introduction because, you know, expectations, especially if it's someone's first time. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in overcast, but at least we're not pouring rain, downtown Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there. It's fog.
Is it fog?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
When I woke up to go
You
to the
have
bathroom.
a nose ring in.
I do.
I just noticed. I'm like, there's something hanging off her glasses. No, it's her nose. Did you just put that in? I'm so distracted. Was there a reason or you just felt like it?
No, I found them sitting on top of my dresser and I went, oh, okay, I guess I could wear a nose ring today.
Cool. No, it just looked like something hanging off your glasses for a second there. I'm not observant right now because life.
Well, it's morning.
And that too. I actually haven't even finished my coffee. I brought it in. I was running late and didn't want to be late again for Liz. Well, it was only mildly late because I didn't want to be super late again. So half my coffee's in here. Cheers.
It's okay. We still got everything we needed done.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good coffee.
He almost didn't send another thermos in today.
He didn't. Well, I still have some enough for tomorrow. I didn't bring in the empty.
Okay.
Sorry, aside. We're talking shop here. Non-shop shop. I tried to empty what was left of the red one. I mean, I have a stockpile now because Bernie keeps sending in coffee. I tried to empty out the red one and put it in something else, like another little travel mug. That's what I do sometimes to like keep them coming back to you. And I still couldn't empty the red one because I've had so much coffee thrown my way over the past week, which I love. But for some reason, and this is the second or third day of that thermos. Yeah. It's just tasting really good today. Maybe it's bringing it in. Maybe it's drinking it out of the metal. I don't know. It's got like a chocolatey flavor today.
I'm not sure what flavor he's been roasting.
Couldn't say. It tastes good. So that's why I do use creamer. I use the natural sweet, like Coffee Mate Natural Instincts or natural something. Sweet cream, like with as little extra flavoring. Like I used to do hazelnut and fancy schmancy, add flavor, but you don't need to add flavor to a lot of Bernie's coffee because it's fresh roasted and it's tasty. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So we're supposed to sell you yarn today. We'll get to it. So what?
Brain gone.
I thought she was going to say something.
I might have had a thought, but it came and it went, and I'm just too tired to chase it down.
No, it's no.
Yeah, that's exactly the picture in my head. Like,
do we know each other or what? Okay. No. So Wednesdays are the day where we show you fun things, and it's 15% off for the week with the code until next Wednesday. With the code product of the week with spaces online, or come by the shop and say, hey, I saw you advertising this, or say product of the week. Ooh, you know, whatever. Thought I saw something I didn't. Okay. I need more coffee. Problems?
No.
It's the Rebecca show this morning, apparently. So yes. And I mentioned yesterday, there are some, when people come into the shop, I say, okay, 85 to 90% of this, maybe, of what you see in here is online. And there are a handful of things that are not online yet. I've kind of stalled out on getting new things online, but some of that is either because we don't have a whole lot of it,
Or we
because
have
I'm looking at some of
so
the stuff
much
over
of
my
it.
shoulder. Yeah, or we have so much of it. I don't think I have enough time in one day to get it all up online. There was a time when I did, and I'm trying to be kind to myself lately. Still trying to keep the shop going. That is a struggle, I will tell you, honestly, to try to be kind to myself right now and try to do enough to keep the shop going.
For some of the yarns, if she wanted to get them put up, she'd have to start like a week before we VSC'd them.
We've got some basics, and not they're not on sale this week by mentioning them right now, because we haven't started talking about our sale yarn yet. But we've got basics like Cascade 220 and Cascade 220 Superwash. Some of the special flavors of Superwash are up online, but the basic is not, the solids. And we have still worked with people over the phone. If you can't come in locally and you do want those staples, we can help you over the phone or over email, color corrected photos as we can, to try to assist you with that, definitely. But that's going to take a lot of work, and I'm going to have to prep in advance to get that going.
Just glancing at the Super 220 Superwash alone, there are 11 cubbies of that with 3 to 4 colors in each cubby. Like,
and some of them are highly disorganized, and I keep trying to organize
it's a
them.
lot of,
but it is a lot, and I don't even know how much in the 220. And I just heard from a rep yesterday who sent me emails of new colors of things and new lines of things, and it's tough because they're not doing local reps, and I haven't had a local rep for any yarn company in like a year, over a year, almost a year and a half. And Cascade decided to not have reps anymore, so they can do Zoom calls or they can send me the emails, which all the yarn companies are trying right now. But you're not going to get true color either way. That's my struggle. Even with, we filmed this on Zoom, is true color is really, really hard. I will doctor this video as best I can when we're done filming it. But a live Zoom call, you're not, anyway, when it comes to knit night with us, you're not going to see true color. And the email I just got, most of the colors that they sent they look like paint chips. They're not even pictures of yarn anymore. I think because they know it's really hard to capture true color, but I'm not sure if the paint chips, I'll show Liz later, are true color. So it's a gamble right now if you're not shopping from swatches or from actual little pieces of the yarn, which themselves are problematic. Well, and because if it's a different dye lot on what the card is,
in just like the
struggles of a yarn shop. Yes.
In just like the last 3 years that I've been working for you, the color cards.
Insane. What? No. Huh?
The color cards, like even for like Plymouth and Cascade, started out with actual yarn glued to the little squares, and now it's like a picture of the yarn and that's just printed, so
not always accurate. Yeah. And some still have like I have some cards in the back that are still little pieces of furry yarn glued down. But I don't mean to pick on Cascade. I love Cascade's yarn so much, but they recently switched mills to different countries, and that's like the same as Coca-Cola. If they started to use, they actually send in water to make the Coke in different places, because if the water is different, the taste is different. Yeah. So if you start dyeing yarn in a different country or a different mill, you could be using the exact same dye, but some other environmental factor could be throwing off with the colors.
I've mentioned this before, but I was watching a thing that they were making berets in France, and they use the river, but they have to test the water every day.
Oh gosh.
Because even though it's the same water source, different changes upstream can affect the entire dye lot. Like,
and honestly, most people, myself included, don't think about that, about what could be affecting. That's why they say, if you're going to do a project, buy as much yarn, if not more yarn than you need, all at once. Because if you go back later and try to supplement, even the cheaper stuff that says no dye lot, like the Karen pounds of yarn, I learned that the hard way. If you go back to buy more after a long enough time has passed, it's not the same color anymore. So having no dye lot, sometimes having a dye lot is not a guarantee, because if it's hand dyed and tonal, like our fiber spates, they can be very different skein to
We'll
skein.
get in 10 skeins or 15 skeins, depending on the DK or the fingering. And they can still be a wide range within that same lot.
We try to pick you out ones that look like they're similar, but we don't know. We do our best. You buy online or buy in the shop, we will do our best to pick you out winners, but there's no guarantee. So, but I digress, as I always do. So
it wouldn't be our show if there weren't squirrels chased. Good thing we live in Brevard with squirrels.
With the white squirrels, yeah. I saw at least one on my way into work today. They're like coming out of the woodwork right now.
I missed there's a white squirrel when I turn up the road that's always sitting in a bird feeder.
Yeah.
Like it's like a little ledge stuck.
Which someone probably has put out specifically for the white squirrels.
Yeah. And the little white squirrel's always sitting in there.
Was he not there?
He wasn't there.
I don't want to think about bad things that might have happened to him. So
well, sometimes he's not, but he has been for the better part of the week. So
maybe he's full.
Probably. Or they just didn't refill this feeder.
The wildlife is out in force in Brevard lately, and the outskirts of Brevard, and which is weird because as tourist season picks up, you'd think they'd go into hiding. But the number of deer, like on my street, I watched them walk by my front door recently.
And they really could care less about
They really could care less. And just the number of deer I've passed coming in and out of Conisty has just been, I drive through more of Conisty now than I used to. And so maybe that's it. Maybe it's where I live now. But, you know, as long as they don't run out in front of my car, as long as they keep their street smarts, I'll be fine. Okay, so I came in this morning and Liz was roaming the shop, pacing slowly, not pacing, but just roaming. And I'm like, you're looking for what to do today, right? And I didn't know. Been a little distracted.
I didn't have any guidance on what to pull. So I'm just walking around the shop going, when did we do this? Have we done this in a while?
And we've done this, but maybe not for a while.
Yeah.
And I think, this is a yarn that the color palette comes and goes, and things I would like for us to have in stock. Sometimes we don't. But I think we do have a fun color palette. This is the Mushishi, is once again going to be on sale this week. And the Mushishi is, I was kind of thinking of it when we did the Nishiki last week. It's a very different yarn from a different company, but there are similarities in that it's got a little bit of a stripy color effect going on. Mushishi is from Plymouth. As much as it might sound like a Noro yarn, it is not. It is from the Plymouth Yarn Company, and we have like old and new labels, but they have these big hangy labels that are the bane of our existence when we're hanging yarn up on the pretty wall. In fact, I think I'm seeing, on camera, I'm seeing some of the tags hanging down.
I'm trying to stick them up so they don't tangle at the bottom.
And it's 200 grams of yarn. Like this,
it's 250.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm just
even bigger than I thought. I thought it was 200. It's 250 grams. It is, I would classify this as a light worsted. I think it falls in the worsted weight category, but some people looking at it might go, that's worsted? What? But Liz has the tag. I'll let Liz read the stats.
It is 95% wool and 5% silk. It's similar content to the Friday Harbor, but the silk kind of does slubby things in this.
Which it does in the Friday Harbor too, but in a different way.
Yeah.
It's a it's a single ply. So the Friday Harbor has a few plies twisted around itself for a more rugged, what have you. This is close. This is why I think of the Noro when I think of it, because it technically, you can see some spin going on and some different colors going through it, but it's not multiple plies twisted around each other. It pretty much looks like one ply.
It is 250 grams or 491 yards for one ball.
Almost 500 yards in one skein.
Yep. Hand wash, lay flat. They're recommending a US 7 needle.
7 is what you'll find on like the 220 superwash. That's the lighter side of worsted. Worsted is an 8.
I will speculate on a crochet gauge because they don't have one on here. I would use an H hook
At
or
least.
a 7. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
a
you
7,
could tight
but-
as a 7, but I'd use an
the
H.
what we call the mythological 7 in crochet is because the US 7 needle is a size they didn't label with an alphabet. Almost said an alphabet number, an alphabet item in crochet, and so they had.
It's like when I was
I
doing
know.
my ABCs, sitting there trying to put away cards, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, counting
numbering?
with letters.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what do you even
So-
call that?
No, I think that makes sense though, because a US 7 is the mythological 7 crochet hook, and I always like to go a little bigger on the crochet
Yeah.
hook because give it a little space, let it be a little softer.
Yeah.
So-
And generally, most of the cards that I read are a size up. So, you could use a 7, go to an H or an I.
A 7 with being used with this would imply a little thinner than worsted, but the gauge they're saying an average knitter will get is 5 stitches to an inch, which is 20 stitches to 4 inches, because the guide of 4 inches is kind of the universal standard, and that's a worsted weight gauge. So it's in there somewhere. Any weight of yarn is going to have a range within it. They're not all going to. It's not like all yarns that are classified as worsted weight are not all going to be exactly the same thickness. We don't have that much standardization and the ability to measure.
It's like the definition of short.
Okay.
Anything under a certain, between a certain height range is short. Anything above that could
I hadn't
be tall.
thought about it that much.
I don't know. I was just thinking.
I was like, short is anything shorter than the person who's defining it, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
but there's a range.
Philosophy on the VSC. Or is that vocabulary? I don't know. Anyway,
I'm counting with letters.
so it's almost 500 yards. Did we mention that? Yes, we
And
did.
we are retailing it for $40.75. This week, 15% off.
Yes. So 15% of that, we're talking about $6 off. That's my head math going there. So I think that's great. Save some money, buy some yarn. So we have several knitters who have dabbled with these colors and enjoyed them immensely. What Liz is holding right now, the color she's holding, I am making a sweater out of this luscious color, and I think that one's called Harvest.
It is.
And I will have to bring it in tomorrow because I didn't know we were picking this yarn. So I left that sweater
Nobody
home.
knew we were picking this yarn.
9 times out of 10, if I need to show someone a sample when they come into the shop, it's at home. And they're like, you should bring all your samples in. And I'm like, you have any idea how many projects I have going right
And
now?
all of my my stuff keeps getting brought in and just dumped here.
Mhm.
And it's like,
And too much of my stuff is at home.
yeah. So we
got problems, people. But so that's Harvest. I have 2 samples in the shop that are made with this yarn, and this is Diokeeps Quaking Aspen. Oh, it looks bigger on. I was like, this feels small. I think because we've been making really, really big shawls lately, and I think it shrunk a little since being blocked. I think if I wanted to, I could stretch it out again. That will happen over time. Sometimes blocking is not going to.
It's not that the blocking shrunk it. It's just that life.
I blocked it, and then it kind of decided to go.
Yeah,
So,
life in
time.
the shop caused it to.
The Quaking Aspen has all of this lovely garter with some strips running through it, and really lovely lacework at the bottom. And it would look lovely in a solid. And I decided to do it in the Mushishi to show it off. It comes in 2 sizes. This is the smaller size, which only needed 1 skein. So 1 skein of what Liz is holding right now does this.
That's the color Granite, which I'm holding right here. We have 2 skeins of it. So
yeah, and I can't remember if this is the one we can get back in again.
Yeah.
Some of these colors have been discontinued. Your favorite color of this was discontinued. It was a red and black. And we have one that's close.
We never got it in. We ordered it.
We wanted it because dark and broody and her colors.
Yeah.
And they discontinued it before we could bring it in. I will check. I need to place an order with Plymouth. And I will check to see if I can get this lovely color in again. But I want to say, my gut says no.
Because you have a sample in it.
Because of course it's because I have a sample in it. But one of them will make this in knit. And then one of them will also make this in crochet. See how it's not as big? Well, it almost looks as big, but it's not quite as big because crochet eats up more yarn. I had to fudge this pattern a little. This is Tranquil Waters Shawl, excuse me, by Rachy Newin. And I had to fudge it a little because I was running out of yarn, but it's got some really cool strips of baubles in it. And this is, I would call it the thistle yarn, but that's not the actual name.
Grapevine is the color, but we call greens and purples thistle because it's my favorite color.
It's her favorite thistle combination. The greens and the purples, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we have a few skeins of this, don't we?
Yeah.
So I see two skeins. I see that. No,
there's 3 hanging and 5, okay. And we have plenty.
We have plenty of this yummy one. One of my, so we did the harvest, we did the granite. One of my other favorites of this right now is the oceanic, maybe? Oceanic.
We have 2
Oceanic. We only have 2 of these?
We only have 2 of those.
I might try to order some more. We got to see what Plymouth has in stock.
Somebody we know.
Somebody we know.
Might have bought.
I was talking over. You want to do that again?
Somebody we know, Cheryl, might have bought.
It's so pretty. This is like blues and teals and purples. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty.
I will tell you, thank you, Cheryl, because I know how many of these I can put in a bubble mailer.
How many?
3.
Okay, then. I would have believed 2, but since you can shove things in, 3.
I can get 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. This is a fun. This is like stained glass, and it's called stained glass. Hey, look at that. Because we have a cascade color that's kind of like this with stained glass. It's got like a rainbow of colors in it. Not so much yellows and greens. There's more teals, little and reds and purples and stuff.
Taupey yellows.
Yeah, there's like a brown taupey something in here. But yes, I don't know why both Cascade and Plymouth consider this stained glass, but it's pretty. It's very pretty. And some of these have more white fleckies in them than others. So like the
these 2 don't.
Those 2 don't. The grapevine really doesn't.
Yeah.
But some of them do let a little more of the natural silk wispiness show through. So what ones you got there?
This one is
that's as close as we can get to her red and black. But it's browns and pinks.
Lipstick black. And there is some black and brown and hot pinks.
More brown but there's a little bit of gray.
Fuchsias and
yeah. It's dark and broody, intense pinks and fuchsias is what I would say. Yeah. So this one, we're going back and forth. This one's called Emerald, and it's really close to the stained glass, but it has more dark greens and dark purples. Not so much the light greens of that one. And more of the wispy whites in Emerald. But there is more of a green feel to this. So what's your other one that does
that one? I think we only have the 2 of as well.
That might be another one we can't get in.
It's got the old label.
I would assume what we have is what we have. And if you want more than what we have, call or email us to see if we can get more in, to see if it's even listed on the website anymore.
This one is purple black, and it has little pops of reds and purples
and fuchsia-ies, but not as much as the fuchsia.
It's pretty dark. It's not as dark as it's showing up on the camera.
And I have to check. I want to say this stuff is online.
It's the only one we have. It is, it's pretty. It's got some. It's all shades of purples.
You can make something out of only one, though.
Yeah. And then we have 2 more.
I'm like, This is as close to the graphite as we can get right now, probably. And I gotta see if we can still get it. This is called Indigo Black. And it has all different shades of gray. And we've got the indigo. We've got like dark blue jean blue, kind of darker than denim. So I would go with the indigo on this. And there's a little bit of some taupiness going on in this. Yeah. But this, compared to... Can you grab or I can hold it next to this graphite.
Oh yeah.
This really has grays and browns in it, and this one has some blue in it. So that's the difference.
It's almost the same if you take the black out of your graphite and you put the indigo in, that's kind of how it knits up. Mm-hmm. I have some at home that I've been playing with. was gonna do a hap shawl. I was all into the hap shawls, and then
Then
they
the
took
papillon
forever,
happened.
and then the papillon happened.
All right, keep going.
Then last but not least, we have apple, which is all pretty greens. It's very similar to the Nishiki greens. Very like Rebecca goes, "Ooh, is that no?" And
It's here's the Nishiki, right? And hold that up. There's some similarities. The Nishiki has some lighter stuff happening with it, but it's got that appley green. You know, if you think about not Golden Delicious, but you know,
Granny Smith.
Granny Smith. There you go. I'm checking out the colors online right now, and they're a little. They were taken probably with my old phone, so they're a little dark. Some of them. I'm not sure if I will have a chance to update the photos or not. We got to see how today goes. Like the Indigo Black is a little dark.
A little dark.
A little dark. So know that the colors are probably a little bit brighter than what they have online. If I take pictures with my new phone, chances are they'll be too bright. That's what tends to happen. And then I have to see if I can doctor them a little. I may not have been doctoring as much in the early days of the shop because life was a panic.
We were just trying to throw it
trying
up.
to survive. And my phone camera wasn't as good. Let's be honest. I went from an iPhone 7 to an iPhone 12. So I will do what I can with what we have available in the time I have available. But you know me, I like to update photos when I can. But if the stuff is already online, I'll take the opportunity to try to update what we have. So we'll see what time allows us. But if you're concerned about what the true color is, check with the shop. We can send you photos or wait a day or two. But some of this, if you wait a day or two, it may not be there anymore. So, you know, you do you. You make a decision on what's going to work best for you. No pressure. I really don't mean that as like a, you know, tactic. But did it work? No. Okay, so and I said, okay, one yarn. If we're only going to do one yarn, we need a notion. And a lot of our notions are already up online, and we've already talked about them. But why not put them on sale again? So for what we have left, we're doing the Gleeners this week. And a Gleener, if you have not heard about it, they are awesome. We both have solid ones. They have some that have prints that are very similar to the bag, though. The Gleener is, I remember someone asked me a couple years ago if we had them, and I just went, what the heck is that? It's a fancy upgraded version of a sweater comb, and I love them. So starting with what's on the back of this is a Gleener on the go. So there's a big handheld Gleener with ends on it, and this is more of a travel size is what we carry here in the shop. That's a sneeze.
Bless you.
There you go. The goobers went that way, not that way. Okay. So so the first thing that this travel one has in its nice compact size is what I like to call an old-fashioned lint brush on the back. This is the kind of lint brush I grew up with, where one way, you know, it's velvet basic, kind of velvet-ish.
Yeah.
Like, and one direction it's rough and it picks up lint off of your clothes, off of everything, and the other way it's smooth, and that's how you get the lint stuff off of your clothes. But you got to remember what direction you're going, because you pick up all this lint and then you accidentally go this way and it's all over you again. Anyway, this is actually the shape of the one we had when I was a kid that you would hold in your hand, and all it was the lint brush.
The lint brush.
Just the lint brush. What are you saying?
I use my lint brush all the time for cleaning the inside of my mask out before I put it on.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because my masks all stay in my yarn bag.
That's so smart.
And I pull it out and I can
see, it's not going to show up on camera, but I just got fuzzies off of my hiking pants. So, yeah.
Not that you work in a yarn store or anything.
So, but then there's a little arrow thing when you can open this up and look at everything inside. So what is on the edge of this is your sweater comb. And it comes with 3. 1, 2, 3. And there's a little picture inside. It comes with actually a little explanation and advice on what to use on which material. But it also has a little picture inside that has rough approximations for how pilly your stuff is, which one of these you should use.
What size pills?
That's what I meant. But I guess I didn't say it right. And even like the direction of what you want to do, you know. But so there's 3 and they pop out and you can decide which one you want to use in your Gleener. So you can tell this one is really coarse. And then this one, it's like Goldilocks and the 3 bears. It's like Papa Bear,
This one was
Mama
too
Bear,
small.
and Baby Bear. And
that one was too
and like
big.
the really fine one can work on t-shirts and stuff. And you know, I got the chub rub, I gotta say, on a lot of my jeans and things because I don't have a thigh gap. And this in theory can get off some of that pilling that happens on pants and other things.
I have an athletic shirt with the thumb hole and from Walmart years ago that I got, and every time I pull it out of my drawer, it is covered in pills. Love it. It's my favorite shirt, but the thinnest or the smallest pilly thing will clean that
there
off.
You go.
It takes
and
a while.
This is the thickest that's on there right now, and this is great for a sweater that's getting chunky pills on it. Definitely. I mean, be as gentle as you can, but you're probably not, and unless you have de-pilled it about 20 times, you're probably not in danger of ripping a hole in your sweater. Because people come in and they're like, I want a yarn that doesn't pill. And it's like, okay,
Plastic
then you probably
tubing.
want, or short of Liz's plastic tubing, you probably want acrylic. And then they're like, but this isn't soft. And it's like that soft and not pilling usually don't go together, because the softer something is, or like this with a single ply, there's not a whole lot of structural integrity to it to keep it from pilling. Friction, the very idea of soft and friction, you move in a sweater, it's going to happen.
I have an acrylic sweater.
Mm-hmm.
That's 20.
I have jeans
3
that
years
pill,
old,
and they're rough.
And it's all pilly under the armpits where my arms.
I have big girls, and moving around in the shop, and especially I've lost some weight, so maybe it won't happen as much now. But when you have a lot of you that interacts with a lot of the rest of you, is gonna pill. It's probably going to pill. And if there is a magic fiber that sometimes superwash merino or like wools that have a lot of the fiber stripped from them may not pill as much, but you're not going to get the feel you're going for. So until they come up with a magic fiber that will cost more than an arm and a leg, let me guarantee you, or you deal with plastic tubing. I don't think that's very comfortable.
It also helps with splitty yarn.
You invent your plastic tubing yarn and we'll see how it sells. How about that?
Well, you have to run the yarn through the plastic tubing before you knit with it.
So you need to invent a machine that will help you run yarn through plastic tubing
and it won't pill
a
and
millionaire.
It won't
split. And then we can retire and let the yarn shop run itself. No. Oh, the sun just came out. Did you notice it just got brighter?
No.
All right. So, but that's the thing is I have some lovely sweaters out of delicious yarn, and I clean them with the Gleener, and then a couple days later I need to clean them again. And I don't clean them every day because I might wear holes in them. But don't take what I'm saying as, oh my gosh, I can't use a Gleener on my knitting because it'll fall apart. It's only if I tried to keep up with the pilling. So every once in a while I de-pill it. But these are wonderful. And we have them
in a lot.
Why are you picking up your knitting? Liz?
I know. I mean,
we got stuff to do. We have them in like, so, okay. Same case. Online, they'll be listed as a solid or a print case.
It's mine.
That's hers, but then you can get it with a print on it. We have more of the prints available right now than the solids. The print mostly matches the cover. It might show up a little different on this because just, a little bit of a coloration difference, but they're all different. Like only this one has this part of the print on it. The other one has the other printed ones have other parts of the print on them, if that makes sense. So that's one. And this is the retro spring.
I was looking to see if we missed anything. Nope.
Oh, she's looking at the notes on it. That one is retro spring with a red Gleener inside.
Yes.
So let's see.
It says it should not be used on fabrics that contain embroidery, delicate textures, loose weaves, and knits. Like if it's like lace work, you probably don't want to.
Like a cashmere
Yeah.
machine knit sweater. Don't know if I'd use this on it.
It's not recommended for ultra fine fabrics such as burnout, cotton, or jersey as well. But I think we hit everything.
All right. This is another one. This one, the print is called Be Bold. And I have the Be Bold prints, and Liz has the solid. So the solid is what color, Liz?
Orange.
And here's the print version. And let's see.
We should mention we are retailing them for $13.95.
But they're 15% off this week if you use the code product of the week. All right, this is the only one we have left that we have both the solid and the print available currently, because we haven't placed an order in a while, and we might not for some time to come.
It is Sugar Bloom.
Sugar Bloom. Oh, this one was pretty. I think I couldn't get it back in when I wanted to. So here's the print. And what's the color?
Fuchsia.
They're calling it fuchsia. I feel like it's a purpley grapey color, but they're calling it fuchsia.
Yeah.
So it's a purpley pink, if we're gonna call it a pink.
Yeah.
It's more like the purpley colors on here.
Yeah.
So, and then these are just prints left, I think. We have so I had the gray, like this is the gray, which we don't have in stock right now. This actually is not one, I bought this somewhere else, and that encouraged me to bring them into the shop. But what's the print look like?
This is the Sedona Deco, and you have the Sedona Deco gray, but we don't have that in stock. So this is the print. It's these really coolly tulipy.
It's pretty
looking.
I like the flowers. Yeah. And this one is the Breezy Belize, all nice teals and greens. And it's a teal solid, which we do not have in stock currently. But we do have the print.
And the print and the solids are the same price.
They're the same price, yes. If you're not paying more for the print. We just, for some reason, the solids are more popular. It's interesting. Go figure.
I bought a solid because I was like, people are gonna want this.
We thought they want the fancy ones.
And then,
So these are on sale this week. We need to go get ready for the day. But get your gleaner now. Schedule. So tomorrow is Dear Becky and Lizzy. We have one question. We would love more. If you want to get a question in tomorrow of an advice column type nature that hopefully has to do with knit or crochet, because that's probably what we feel more comfortable answering and talking about, you can email
Liz at sundragonartandfiber.com.
I can't do this and knit at the same time. I'm amazed all the time. And if you want to send us a card, which we will get in time for maybe next week, you can write us a letter at Dear Becky and Lizzy, Sun Dragon Art and Fiber, 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina, 28712. We have knit night on Friday. We had knit night last night. The evening sit and stitches, which I call knit night, but it's not limited to knitting, it are from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can join with the shop phone number
828-877-3550.
There you go. And we will be having an weekend afternoon virtual sit and stitch. The next one is not for a couple of weeks. It's going to be on July 18th. It's a Sunday. Mark your calendars, because we're in the shop on Saturdays now, fending off the hordes and limiting who comes in, so we can give you excellent customer service. So we have to do the weekend dual platform sit and stitch on Sunday, this upcoming month, which the new month starts tomorrow. It's the last day of June. This is crazy.
It feels so weird.
Very weird. We always want to remind you about subscriptions and Patreons and being a patron. So it is free to subscribe to this channel, and that helps our numbers and helps us, and just watching us helps us. But if you have not subscribed already, please consider. We are hovering around 540, 541. It's fluctuating right now, but that's awesome. We hit 540, people.
Yay.
We want to hit 600. That's our next goal. And if we do that, we will have a sale online. Last time the sale was like a couple weeks long, but we gave you a deep discount online. We'll see if we could do the same, but we got to hit 600 first. That doesn't cost you anything, and you get to save things. We also started a Patreon account, so you can be a patron to support the work that we do here, both the shop and the channel and all these good things. And you get perks if you sign up at the very lowest level on patreon.com/sundragon. You get you get for $3 a month or any higher level, you get your name on the credits here and on
your tips
and
and
on
tricks.
tips and tricks. Higher levels earn merchandise and discounts and other things. So check it out, definitely. And I can't remember if there's anything else. I think that's the big stuff. So
Like, subscribe, ring the bell.
do
all that
whatever
fun
you
stuff.
can to help us out. Even just giving this video a thumbs up or commenting that you liked something we talked about, or whatever helps us out with all the algorithmy whatevers. I'm saying whatever a lot, but whatever. Thank you for spending some time with us. We're gonna go see if we can keep the shop going one more day. And yeah, I feel like I should say something inspirational here. And we love that you're part of the Sun Dragon community, and that we're keeping you company and you are keeping us company and keeping us going. And we appreciate you so much. So lots of love from us, and we will see you tomorrow. All right. Bye.